Speaking of hype and Impact Wrestling, and just a follow-up to a story we talked about last week. So last week, the wrestling world was turned upside down with the news from Impact Wrestling that they fired Tessa Blanchard and stripped her of the World Championship. And for apparently a lot of different reasons. The main one, as far as, the most recent one was she was supposed to turn some promo video to promote Slammiversary. But apparently, because she's stuck in Mexico, but apparently she didn't send anything in. And so they were just tired and fed up and just let go of her. And this, of course, brought up a lot of just people bringing up, her incidents earlier this year of accusations that, she said racist remarks and did some bullying in the locker room. So once again, just, Tessa Blanchard as a person / wrestler was being questioned last week, and we had a pretty good discussion about that last week. And we were also in that discussion, we're trying to think what is next for Tessa Blanchard's future. And now, within a week, the new reports are saying that actually WWE is interested in Tessa Blanchard. So, Richard, what are your initial thoughts when you hear that?
Well, I think if you look at people that they have hired who have had history or quote unquote history or backstage this and that, you never know till you have them in your locker room. So I'd imagine if they bring her in, she's going to be in NXT to test it out, and if she has a good attitude, then they'll stay on board with her. But she can think that she's a star all she wants, but when she's face to face with Vince, if she thinks she's a bigger star than he is, then she's going to be out of there. That's
my one thing is, like, if WWE does sign her, I would love to see her try to pull some of the stuff that she did in the past, and Vince probably put her in her place. Like part of me does want to see her go to WWE just to see if Vince and whoever will
put up with her nonsense.
Yeah, put her in check. I mean, that's kind of...
It didn't work for CM Punk, and she's not CM Punk. So
Yeah. So that's the thing. It's like, Tessa, she can do what she wants at maybe these smaller promotions, but once you get to WWE, the biggest company in the world, I think a reality check might be due her way. But also, it'd be interesting, like, let's just for fantasy booking, say she does sign with WWE and she screws up there and eventually gets let go for a bad attitude or whatever the case may be. Like, you've burned bridges in multiple companies. Like, where do you go even after that? Like, even the biggest company in the world.
Nowhere.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, so for Tessa Blanchard, I would hope if she does eventually sign with WWE, she will, change things for the better.
I mean, that's what happened to her dad. Tully burned bridges and left the business. So it wouldn't surprise me. But she's also not her dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that too. But she's
cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Apparently.
Yeah.
She's not her dad, though.
And
I mean, I'm willing to give it a shot. I'm not the one that has to pay her and take the backlash. And no matter what, WWE's backlash anyway, because it's WWE.
Yeah.
Right or wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at the landscape of things, they just lost Becky for who knows how long, if not forever. They don't have Ronda anymore.
Shayna Baszler.
It looks like Shayna's just not being booked.
Yeah, she's cooled off with Vince. Yeah. And then here's my other thing. Where's Bianca Belair been? Like, they brought her up to Raw, and she has not been on
I'm not worried about Bianca. She's going to be the next big thing.
I hope so. But, I want her to, yeah.
She's a phoenix and...
Yeah.
But if Charlotte's not going to be around for the next couple months either, then, more star power to him than to go get the biggest female star outside the WWE. Because who is bigger than Tessa Blanchard outside the WWE?
Yeah.
Riho?
No. but yeah, no, I'm with you. It's like, I think for WWE, while like NXT has an amazing women's division, but yeah, Raw and SmackDown, I mean, you could argue that they're a little thin right now, especially as you just mentioned, losing Becky Lynch for the time being. Charlotte apparently is going to be gone for a while. And so right there are two of the four horsewomen that are gone. I know Sasha and Bailey have been, doing a lot of extra work as far as appearing on Raw.
Everywhere.
Raw and SmackDown, because, with those women's tag titles, they can appear on all three brands. So they're doing overtime, which I love and respect to them for that. But Raw, and SmackDown could easily use some more star power. So, but with that being said, does Tessa, if she was to sign, does she go to NXT first, or does she get jumped up? Can she bump up right away to the Raw or SmackDown?
I think NXT first, because if you want, you can easily take Rhea Ripley and put her on the main roster for star power, and then have Tessa slide into that spot.
Okay.
You're filling the space.
Yeah. And here's the thing. If WWE does sign Tessa, I mean, come on, it writes itself. Charlotte Flair versus Tessa Blanchard, two of the four horsemen, their daughters taking on each other. I mean, I know online people were speculating how awesome that'd be, and some people even said that could easily headline or main event a WrestleMania. I would be interested.
I don't see that.
But I nonetheless, that's a matchup I would love to see down the road. And here's the other thing too, keep in mind, we know WWE loves their second and third generation superstars. And keep in mind, The Rock's daughter is currently training with them. How awesome would that be? Of potential storyline, potential storylines of Charlotte taking on Tessa Blanchard, and then maybe Charlotte takes on The Rock's daughter, and then Tessa takes on The Rock's. All these different combinations that they eventually can do for matchups down the road, and then the storylines that they can create about their fathers, and passing on the legacy and all that stuff. I'd be super excited for all that stuff. And so for Tessa Blanchard, I think for her, her best option is WWE. So if they want her, she should take it. And with that being said, hopefully she's learned from her current, experiences thus far in other promotions, and hopefully she could be a better person from this, hopefully mature, and, hopefully she doesn't become a cancer in the locker room. So that's my only thing, is hopefully Tessa Blanchard moving forward, she's learned from this that she, you got to treat people right. You can't have a bad attitude. You got to kind of do what's asked of you as an employee of a company. So, if WWE wants her, I'll be super excited for her. I've heard AEW is not interested in her. I think AEW should go after her as well to fix pump up their women's division. But nonetheless, if WWE wants her, I think that'd be a better fit for her as far as just the natural storylines built in. So, as we always say, we shall wait and see when it comes to the wrestling business.